Kehinde Adegoke, otherwise known as Kenny Crown. I'm a writer, host, speaker, liberation, and intentional lifestyle coach, and you are welcome to Monday Motivation. On this platform, we motivate, inspire you, liberating you from just living into intentional living. And if this is your first time being on this platform, please do not hesitate to like, share, subscribe, and follow us. More importantly, we would like to hear back from you to see how our videos has been impacting you. So our books are still fast selling on Amazon, so you can head straight to Amazon and get your copy of Intentional Living and The Journey, Limited to Limitless. I'm sure those books are going to bless you. So what are we talking about today? Today we will be speaking about reckless living. When we say reckless living, what do we mean by reckless living? Like, you know that on this platform we motivate you, we propel you to action from what you were doing before, or from what you thought that was right, or from things that you're not entirely sure about. We try to bring you enlightenment so that you can make the best decision, or so that you can make more research on how to get yourself into a place of fulfilling purpose. So why are we speaking about reckless living today? So during the week, I had the privilege to speak to someone, and in that conversation, it breaks my heart to hear that this person is thinking that life is not worth living. And then this person continued to speak to me about how he doesn't feel like there is anything left for him in the world, and how he thought that the only thing that he's good at is making a lot of mistakes. That saddens my heart, because we all have a bright future, even though we cannot see it now, or maybe our now is not expressing, or our now is not defining, or our now is not a clear picture of how the future is going to look like. But there is always a preparation stage. There's always that moment whereby you prepare for that thing that you want to see to happen in your life. I began to ask this person some really specific questions, questions around how do you manage your time, what do you like to do, what are your interests, and on like that. And I realized that this person is far gone from investing in himself, or investing in the things that he wants to happen in his life. This person has begun to just live the day as it comes. Whatever happens, I'm just going to take it. There's no vision, nothing to look forward to, nothing to keep you grounded, nothing to make you sit down and make your heart leap for joy, nothing to challenge or motivate you. And all of these things are things that makes us. I was able to ascertain that this person is actually going through a particular season in his life. However, he is recklessly living that season. So that is why I have come about with this topic, reckless living. So when I say reckless living, what does it mean? Reckless living is behaving in a way that is dangerous, showing that you're not thinking about the risks and possible results of your behavior. So, which means that you are living or making actions based on what is happening right now, rather than taking your time to absorb, to think about it, to understand what you want to do and how that thing could impact your now, because whatever impacts your now is a build-up for your future, is a build-up for whatever that's going to happen next. I've realized that we all live recklessly at one particular point of our lives. I am not exempted. I have lived recklessly in the past, and I can still tell you that there's still some part that I am working daily on for me to avoid living recklessly. So don't worry, we are all on this journey together, and we are migrating from reckless living, or from that particular part of you or portion of you that you're still living recklessly, to a place whereby we can all activate or make use of that particular thing rather than being reckless about it. So let me take you through different ways that we can live our lives recklessly. Number one is being reckless with your time. How do you spend your time? Who do you spend your time with? on what did you spend your time? These three questions matter a lot when it comes to your time management. What am I doing between this time to that particular time? Am I achieving that particular thing that I said I would achieve at that time? What did I use the time for, rather than what I have scheduled that time to be? If we don't take necessary caution, it is possible that you can spend the whole day doing nothing, and at the end of the day, what happens is you become tired, you become frustrated, or you can become empty, because there is nothing you want to look back and say, oh, I've been able to achieve this. Now, it doesn't have to be a big thing that you have to achieve in a day, but if you have set a plan for yourself for that day, make sure that you try your best to do all of those things first, and whatever's left, you can then fill it up with something else. But it is important that you're not reckless with your time. Don't speak to a friend when you're supposed to be building, or when you're supposed to be creative, or when you've set apart to read your Bible, or when you're supposed to be in a seminar or be in a training, or you're supposed to affect someone's life, or you're supposed to spend that time making research about your business, about anything that could make you grow. So make sure that you're not spending that time, you're not being unwise about your time, but being wise about it. And the next one is reckless towards growth. That cannot be overemphasized. If you are not growing, then it means that you're stagnant, and because you're stagnant, you will be living a recycled life. A recycled life is a very tiring life. I don't know if you do something repeatedly every day apart from praying and reading your Bible, because that comes new and fresh every day. But think about other things that you do, like every day you know the exact time that you do them. At some point, you don't think about those particular things. You just do them by default, you see. So when it comes to the place of growth, you don't want to be on a default. You want to know at a particular point in time where there has to be some shifting, where there has to be some rearrangement, when you have to twist some things a little bit, when you have to put in some challenge so that you can keep working your brain. You're not static on that particular thing thinking, oh, I'm gonna get a different result doing it the same way that I have been doing it. So it is very important that you're not reckless when it comes to the place of growth. So ensure that you're going for the seminars that you have to, you're going for the training that you have to, you're making your research, and most importantly, you are growing spiritually. Knowledge is power. So if you want to grow, then you have to know. So you know to grow. So take, for instance, your friend has just told you about a particular job opportunity, or about an advancement, or about a course or a training or a seminar that you need to do. Remember, you're not aware of it before, but now you know. And because you know, you want to take action regarding it. So what action are you taking? So the actions will be to sign up for that program, to show up for that program, to take notes during the program, and to make use of everything that you've learned during the program. Then you can now apply that, and you can begin to see the growth manifest in your life. So the next one, reckless consumption. This cannot be overemphasized. So consumption can be in the place of knowledge, and consumption could be in the place of food. So what you eat matters a lot. Remember that you need this body for whatever that you want to do. So if you want to grow in life, if you want to make impact in life, depending on wherever you want to be, you want to make sure that you're healthy. You want to make sure that you're doing your exercise. If you can't go to the gym, you can do it in the house. Thankfully, you can even join, the classes online, join Zumba. And for someone like me, I have a Christian exercise that I join, and then I dance my way, pray through it when I do my jogging, when I do my stretches, and when I do all of that. Sometimes I fail, but I try as much as possible. So it is really important for you to put that as well into your routine, because health is wealth. When you're alive, you know that there is hope. If you're not able to eat your target today, but you can eat it tomorrow. So you want to be mindful of your consumption, what you eat, the time you eat, all of those things matter. I'm not a nutritionist, so I cannot really give you the guidelines about that, but you want to be serious with that, because it will be a reckless living if you are consuming everything that comes your way. So in the place of knowledge, you need to think about, why am I taking this course? Is it applicable to me? Can I use it in the future, even if I can't use it right now? Does it apply to me? Who is teaching this course? You can run a background checks on this person just to know. It doesn't have to be you digging into their life, but try to know about them. What are they doing? When have they started? What are those things that they believe in? What are their values? With that, you can be able to create a portfolio for them in your mind, and you know that, yes, I'm comfortable with this person. For someone like me, by the grace of God, I prayerfully consider what I consume when it comes to knowledge. It is really, really important. As much as you are consuming all of this, you need to ensure that you understand it as well, because if you don't understand it, then there won't be a correct application, and if there's no correct application, then you don't have the result that you desire. So it's really important that you put that also in consideration. The next one is reckless spending. Ensure that you don't spend recklessly. Try to save for the rainy day. It's really important. It doesn't have to be a lot. You don't want to buy what you don't need. Invest in things that you know that it will not yield result for you, except that you want to voluntarily give to charity organizations, or you want to give to people as it is being laid in your heart. You need to be wise about your spending. It's really important. The next one is reckless conversation. Ensure that you are not living your life in a place that you are reckless about your conversation. So what do you speak, how you speak, who you speak to, or who you speak about is really important for you to live that life that you want. There are times that we get in the heat of the conversation, you're just so upset about a particular thing, or you're passionate about a particular thing, but the way it comes out, it may not come out the right way or the way that you intend for it to come out. And by the time it gets to the listener, they are hearing different things, and you are projecting something else. So you want to be careful how you converse. Imagine if someone tells somebody that this is how you speak. It could cost you a lot of things. It could cost you one thing that will lead to another that will affect something big. So we want to be very careful about what we speak about, where we speak, and who we speak to. The conversation we engage ourselves in are really important. If they don't build you, if they don't motivate you, if they don't inspire you, if they don't uplift you, they're conversations that you want to avoid. Make sure that you're intentional about your conversation, more importantly about the friends or the company or the circle that you find yourself. And lastly, that sums it up is to not be reckless about your belief. And when I speak about your belief, I mean God. So you don't want to live your life outside of God. You don't want to build your life outside of God. You want God to be at the center of your life. Then God begins to direct your path. The Bible says that trust in the Lord. Do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledging, and He will make your path straight. So it is important for us to know that there is someone at the center of our lives, or there is someone we need to place at the center of our lives. We know that every other thing is controlled by God, and God is directing our path. That's not to say that sometimes we don't make mistakes by not listening or not obeying, and then we fall into trouble or we have our disappointments. But let us try as much as possible to lean on Him, to trust on Him, to put our plans before Him, to love Him, to have that relationship, that connection with Him, and then we can see all things working together for our good. So remember, reckless living is a life without regards to danger or consequences to one's action. You want to know that you are responsible for every action. You don't want to do anything that would harm yourself. Or if you're thinking that you want to do anything that would harm yourself, Let me be that voice of hope to you today to say that many beautiful things can still come out of you. There is so much inside of you that still needs to be revealed. You just need to find the right channel, and then you begin to manifest in a place that is beyond your own imagination. Do not take that life. Do not harm yourself. Do not think bad about yourself. Do not think worse about yourself. There is a moment for a turning point. You just need to find that moment. And if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact me on my social media platforms, or you can drop a message for me here, and I will be happy to have that connection with you, to speak to you or to speak with you and pray with you. So till I see you again next week, I'm going to leave you with a particular verse in the book of Acts of Apostles, chapter 19, verse 36, and it says something really profound. It says, "Therefore, since these facts are undeniable, you ought to calm down and not do anything harsh." So that's the word for you. Try calm down and not do anything harsh. So stay blessed and live intentionally. See you again next week. Bye now.